So, meditation is another key part of um, a fairly normal yoga practice, I guess, or it's not a woo-woo kind of bonkers practice like swallowing gauze and pulling it out of your mouth. Usually fairly accessible. And I would like to ask you to type in what you think meditation is good for, currently what you know, but also anything that you can kind of think from a neuro lens, what you know about meditation. Good for the prefrontal cortex. Anything more from that, Beatrice?
I I know that meditation can improve creativity and by I'm not sure how, but also can help with impulsivity. So throughout, the more you meditate, the more if you were to take a scan of your brain, you will notice this area, an increase in the area and blood flow, please.
The energy and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just an interesting part about, what is when they do an MRI, when you're doing a certain thing, what are they looking for? They're mostly looking for increased energy or increased activity in a certain brain region, whereas longer studies would look at gray matter volume, which is something that's going to not develop in the moment that you're meditating, but over time. Yeah. Um, Some inhibition, perhaps. You mean inhibition of sympathetic tone, do you mean, Kate? Where's Kate? I can't see you. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. And obviously only if it's not triggering for someone who finds it difficult to sit and be still. And the same, Laura, with regard to creating a sense of centering and calm. Again, it is dependent on someone actually feeling okay to be in meditation. But yes, and that's what you're saying then, Huda, that it can depend, helps us to be and feel what is, understand our state and good to get out of good to help get out of survival states. The part of your brain that can be aware of things can be active even in. Will you talk about that more, Diana?
Yeah, so often, and this is simplistic, but often we say that when we're in one of the four F states, fight, flight, freeze, or shut down, um, that we often lose a lot of function in the frontal lobe. Like we lose our ability to think clearly and rationalize and make conscious decisions about things. Like the frontal lobe is often turned off when we're in survival states. So we can't think our way out of survival states. Um, but the part of us, the brain that is aware of things, is not turned off when we're in those states. And so it can often be a bridge to turn back on the frontal lobe.
Mm. Okay, so it's like we don't necessarily have really refined cognitive function, but we still have awareness, which opens the gate towards cognitive function.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, wonderful. Can bring up the unconscious, the unspoken, create new neural pathways for sure. Time for the brain to process and release stress. Often stressful thoughts get attached to the physical sensations of stress that are released. Yeah. Cars, what are you saying about around dissociation?
I was wondering if that's kind of what Diana was describing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Focus mental clarity encourages using our time more intentionally. I like that. So on a neurological level, some of those are definitely neurological, but on a physiological neurological level, we have seen increase in gray matter volume in some parts of the brain associated with um, where loss of gray matter volume is common in Alzheimer's dementia, we see increase in gray matter volume in areas of the brain that are connected to our ability to be calm. Connection to the body, once again, while out of thinking brain activated in a different, challenging way. Yeah, and that can be part of the difficulty of it, is that it's kind of it can encourage us to be more in the thinking brain. Its intention might be to do the otherwise, but it isn't always the case. We've also seen that it improves connectivity between brain regions. So remember, in the anatomy of the brain, we had the corpus callosum, the bit in the middle of the brain that connects all the regions to each other. And it has been seen to help that connectivity, which is so important. Like in the class last week, you have to have a connection from the frontal lobe to the cerebellum and the PMOF and into the body. So it helps to create that, or to support that connectivity. Potential reduction of brain fog, Laura. Yeah, and different types of meditation would do that differently. This is interesting regarding what Cars and Diana were saying, that it has been seen to support a sort of balanced reaction in what's called the me center of the brain, the bit of us where we are aware of self. So if that's a little bit more reasonable, I don't mean like, let's be reasonable. I mean, it's reacting in concert with what's actually going on, rather than out of touch with what's going on, like the limbic system being overwrought or whatever, that it helps us be a little more, in line with what is, I guess, in the me center of the brain. There are physiological changes like increase in gray matter, but how they are felt in research around meditation is less depression and anxiety, greater greater ability to react within reasonable parameters, which some of you have mentioned, more attention and concentration, and as some of you have mentioned, better quality of psychological life. So those are really important features of researched features of what meditation has done for us. I've just realized that I've got to ask a request here for you to look at page 52 in the manual, but I'm not sure if it still is page 52, which has a list for you of some of the benefits of meditation. And I don't have it open. Do you have it open there, Dana? Can you, yeah, whoever's there who can who can open page 52. Is that the meditation page, Sarah? That's the pranayama page. That's all out of focus. Oh, 51. Thanks, Heather. I'm sure you were showing me that, Sarah. So there's a whole list of, yes, benefits of meditation. Thank you. So have a little look at those in your own time, and just maybe put a tick beside the ones you think are the most interesting in terms of the work we're doing and most relevant to this course. Oh, and page 55, Heather. That's confusing for you all. I shouldn't have it on two different pages. That's weird. Oh, okay. Thanks, Sarah. 55 looks like it's being better. My apologies. This is why I have a little list of things to remind me what to do, but then if I don't go and double check, this kind of thing happens. And when you read that and you're ticking stuff off, I would ask you to notice how your brain is making connections to everything that we're doing. And I'll just tell you what I find most interesting is that research showed that there was increased gray matter volume in all regions with age-matched meditators, so people of the same age. So a 65-year-old meditator matched with a 65-year-old non-meditator had increased gray matter volume, and that's really important. And that there was reduced age-related degeneration, improved cognitive function, neuroplasticity, which is actually what helps to improve cognitive function and has so much to do with all the cognitive reserve stuff that I've been and will be teaching more of on this training. Increased cortical thickness in the hippocampus, which is really important. That's a really important part for in terms of our memory and our ability to keep learning. And our ability to keep learning is really important for the reduction of Alzheimer's dementia risk. So there's loads on there, I think, that you'll probably be ticking. And inflammation, lower inflammation is something that you might not be making the connection with yet. So inflammation is a risk factor for Alzheimer's dementia. So anything that reduces inflammation is good. I'm going to share a slide with you. And alongside my bad hearing and alongside confusion that may occur, would you call out and let me write in what makes meditation potentially unachievable or difficult?
Me, why don't I take the role of reading the chats that come in? So
Perfect.
if you put it in a chat, I'll read your chat, and otherwise you can unmute and speak yourself if you prefer.
Cool.
So, busy family life,
Say again, Dana?
a busy family,
Busyness. Yeah. I don't know how to spell that.
no quiet place, monkey mind, worrying about the world makes it very unachievable to meditate. And I think this one goes into no quiet space, but noise, dogs, machinery. Yeah. But
Yeah.
history of trauma. So in certain trauma symptoms, yeah. Misinformation on what it is or the goal.
Yes.
So I'm just going to read this and maybe we'll get more info on this, but accept doing nothing. So that Sana, maybe you can write in the chat a little more of what you mean by that. Um, the belief that meditation is not for you.
Yeah. So thinking you can't do it kind of thing.
Yeah, physical discomfort. So itching,
Yes.
pain. Perfectionism. I think we've said this in some way, shape, or form, the vision of what people think it is. So maybe that's misinformation on the goal as well. But
Yeah. But I love people using their own language to.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
Not accepting doing nothing.
Yeah. Restless with doing nothing, I guess. Or doing
And
nothing seeming useless.
yeah,
Or not, maybe it's almost like not valuing doing nothing.
right. Physical ability to stay still.
Yeah.
If you're in a challenging place with your mental health, like depression, anxiety, or ruminations.
Yes.
Being scared of your thoughts or what might come up.
Hmm. Brilliant.
ADHD question mark.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Thinking,
I'll
yeah.
take a few more just. Yeah, go ahead.
Thinking you have to sit still in silence.
Yeah, so I think that's misinformation on the goal as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Great.
also I like that language, more specific. Are we there?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. So let's see how it compared to what your fabulous teacher thought she would put in her list. So I love that there's always new things, but yes, we had the misinformation on the goal that mine should be still, potential for trauma. I have fatigue in there. Surroundings we did have, so lack of a quiet space, environmental noise you had, discomfort sitting, also just pain, but that would add to be in the discomfort thing. Mental health issues, but also mental health diagnoses like bipolar and psychoses. Any illness, really, depending on how it's affecting one. Self-judgment we had in there. Timing, just finding the opportunity, really. Let's go back to what you guys added. Thinking you can't do it. Yes, that's great. Perfectionism, I really like that. Restlessness with doing nothing. So one of the things that I like to, no, let's see how can we help. I'm going to get you guys to say how we can help first, and then I'll see if we miss anything. So if you can do the same, type into the chat how we might be able to help as teachers.
Moving meditation.
Hang on, I just messed around here with my box. Go on. Did you say movement meditation?
Yes.
Yes.
Giving permission. And educating.
Could the
Well,
person who's said about permission think of what permissions?
educating on the purpose and benefits.
Giving permission to do nothing.
Yeah. Anything else?
Introduce other styles of meditation. Offer opening the eyes, movement, and music. Encourage meditation in a different posture or different position. Lowering the stakes, so asking students to be curious. I love that.
I love that phrase, lowering the stakes.
Sensory therapy.
Yes. Ah, that's very neuro.
Mhm. Lowering the amount of time expectation to start.
Excellent.
Guided meditations.
Yes.
And give a sense of time, so how long we'll be meditating and hints on the process.
Yes. So what would I say that?
Clear boundaries,
Clear what? Boundaries and guidelines. Clear expression of of the process.
Yeah. Great. And that's
Cool.
all that we have.
Huh? That's it?
Yep.
Did I put in oh yeah, how we can help. Well, that's the one we just did. I don't think I have a how we can help there. No, I don't. I think I might have it in my list here, on my page. One of the most important things, yes. So what I had in here, different physical positions for absolutely sure. Lots of choice. You mentioned eyes open, etc. No focus on the breath is a trauma sensitive one. If people do tend to use breath focus, that can be triggering. I would also tend to suggest a focus like on something physical, like just focus on the sensations in your hands, your hands, your hands, your hands, your hands. We did that hand meditation during the pain session, pain management session, and I did say that not everyone won't be triggered by their hands, but most people would be usually fairly neutral. Most people on their hands, always most. A visual meditation will also not only help with guiding someone away from their own thoughts and into something that feels more manageable, but also helps to stimulate the occipital lobe when we imagine something really vividly. Movement meditations, The somatics is a really great place to do a movement meditation, walking meditations, guided meditations, absolutely. Short bursts, somebody said. My priority, though, is no magic thinking, which is the same as sharing or helping people not be misinformed about the goal. And one of the most important things about the goal is that there is no reaching the goal. Meditation is a practice, it's not an achievement. And it is a lifelong practice. And it can come in any way, shape, or form. And I think that the most wonderful thing about humans, which is also the worst thing about humans, is that we have this incredible cognitive mind that is able to think into the future and think into the past. And it is because of that capability that we are what you might call the most successful species on the planet. There's a lot that we are doing really badly, but it is all based on, a week ago, I did that and I felt like this and this happened. I wonder if I do that again, but add this, I'll feel the same, but I might also feel a bit of that. So it's that I did that, that happened. So I ruminate on the past, and then I think into the future and guess, which is basically, what is it people say to you? Oh, don't be thinking about that. That hasn't happened yet. There's no point worrying. Don't be thinking about that. You can't control the outcome. That's telling us not to be humans, because it is our absolute unique, huge brains. We're huge. These are the biggest brains on the planet. I mean, maybe not in terms of bodies the size of an elephant. I don't know how much bigger their physical brains are, but per centimeter squared of real estate. If we didn't think into the future and guess, we would not have built a house or cooked a meal after we got sick eating raw meat or whatever. We learn from thinking of the past and into the future. So if we can help our clients or students recognize that actually the monkey mind that they're getting so angry about is just an indication of how intelligent and fabulous and functional a human they are. And that instead of sitting in meditation going, you stupid bloody mind, shut up, shut up, shut up. I've done this badly, I'm a failure. We think of it more as, yep, that's what my mind does. And I can also choose to notice my hands. Yep, that's what my mind does. And I can also choose to notice my hands. Yep, that's what my mind does. So the self-judgment doesn't serve it at all. And the deep respect of the brilliance of the human is actually maybe a more sustainable, achievable way to go about it. Maybe. This live session was going to include a fascia practice, which was going to be going along with the fascia recording. Instead, I will record the fascia practice and put it on your resources. You don't have a lot of homework this weekend or this week, so that's going to be your homework. Diana, any homework from you, and then I will open to questions for our last few minutes.
No, not that I can think of.
Okay, so what we would like you to do is start working towards your practicum, which Diana gave you information about last week. And the sequences, just want to be clear, give you ideas, and one of the things you need to do is teach a vestibular exercise from the sequences. Some people will never use the sequences and some people will for their own teaching. It's entirely up to you how you use those sequences. You might prefer to not go near them, but the intention of most of them, apart from the vestibular one, which you do have to view, is to help you to just have content and see that biotensegrity in action, that strength matters, and it also helps lots of other things, helps mentally as well as neurologically, if you get the distinction. So view the sequences, do any reviewing that you want to do of any other videos, but the fascia practice, I'll have it up by the end of tomorrow, because I'll need to record it. So sorry I couldn't get that to you. Any questions for the last 4 mins or observations?
I have a question about the practicum. Could you repeat the sequences that we have to do? Because I think I didn't write them down correctly last time. So I just wanted to double check.
Do you want to say again what you said last week, Diana, so I don't contradict you?
Yeah. So the practicum will include, you'll have a 10-minute time slot to teach, and you'll be receiving feedback. And within those 10 minutes, you're going to prepare 4 things. You'll be teaching 3 of the 4. So you don't know which 3 it will be. And the 4 things you'll prepare are 1, an eye exercise, 2, a vestibular sequence from the resource videos, a coordination challenge, and a non-dominant challenge. And the non-dominant challenge is the example Neve gave, is like brushing your teeth with your left hand. So something you won't be teaching it, but more talking about what it could be, almost like assigning homework to a class or assigning homework to a private client. So sharing, like, you could introduce this non-dominant challenge into your life this week.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
We would like the coordination challenge to not be from the sequence, so that you have to go and find a new one, which is fun because there is an endless number of things. And you can look them up on YouTube, or you can make one up yourself.
Are there any parameters for the coordination challenge? Because if I'm not mistaken, like a lot of the videos like that were in the sequence, right? Like they all speak to coordination challenges, correct? In a way.
You mean
I guess a
Take
specific
it.
question would be just the parameters of coordination challenge, because I feel like so much of what we're talking about is a coordination challenge at this
Oh, I
point.
see what you mean. Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm like, is there something specific that we're supposed to be looking at, or a couple?
That's a great question. So yeah, a lot of movement is a coordination challenge. No, we're looking at the kind of things that make your brain go, oh, so like the W, where you have your one hand making a W and the other making a V, and then you have to swap it. So you've got a W, or the pointy ones. What's the one you do, Diana? The peace point.
Yeah, I call it pointing to peace, but you might hear it called shoot the bunny, but I don't like that. So I call it point to
No.
peace. Yeah.
But it could be a whole body one as well. So in the second session, I think, I did the one where you were tapping a foot forward and to the side and the arm was doing something different. So it's usually different things on either side of the body is usually a coordination challenge. Basically, you want it to be something that makes people go, ah.
And would the coordination challenge be like even when you were doing some of like the yoga poses moving where there'd be added eye movement or added focus, like, or is that layers in? Am I thinking like too far down?
Too far down. Yeah.
Okay, very good. I had a feeling.
Anything else? Cool, thank you. I hope this evening or today felt a little bit like a break from the very heavy stuff, the very brainy stuff. And next week, I think, what's next week, Diana? I have it here.
Next week, I will be going into teaching eye exercises and some other cranial nerve exercises. So we'll get into how to actually teach it, what to look for, all sorts of stuff. So
Yeah, And that'll be, it's a nice practical stuff. And then our last session is me integrating all of this into how we might put this together in a class situation. So yes, Huda.
I was wondering, for the non-dominant challenge, would chewing on the other side be considered that? So if you're used to chewing on the left side and then you start chewing on the right side,
I
is
keep
that
trying to do that with myself. I'm not, I'd say it would be to a degree, but I think we need something a little maybe more complex. I don't know. What do you think about that, Diana?
I agree with you. Like I think it's challenging to know. I think there would need to be a lot of awareness first around like, oh, I always chew only on my left side. In which case, sure, that could be a fun exercise to try to switch sides, but to me that I would need more information on how difficult that is because it is supposed to help teach the brain a new skill. So a different thing could be eating with your non-dominant hand, which might be
Yes.
more challenging than just chewing on the other side of the mouth. But for
Yes.
some
So
people, chewing on the other side could be a big challenge. So, it depends, but probably eating with the opposite hand is going to be a challenge for most people. So it's always within context.
thank you, lovely people. See you all next week.